Brown, Brown, Brown. Welcome to the Little Hut Podcast with Brown on Cleveland. Friday evening, 10 p.m. Brown, Self, and Little Kimmy inside the hut. Well, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening to you and yours. And of course, welcome to the Little Hut Podcast. Brown, 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 just brown, that damn brown on Cleveland. And of course, it's Friday evening and it's exactly 10:01. Now, normally I would come on at 10:02, but I decided that I would no longer wait for my haters because why would they get a special 2-minute privilege? No, 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 no. If you want to know what I'm talking about, then of course you're going to have to do like everybody else and tune in, click in at 10 p.m. to the Little Hut podcast. Darn right, darn right, darn right. So, as always, before we get started, because I got a story to tell you today, I got two stories. I got to say hello to my sponsors. Of course, I got to shake my pom poms, shake my pom poms. Damn it, shake my pom poms. And of course, I got to say hello to Aletha Johnson of Dream Team Realty. And you guys know the routine. If you're looking for a single home, duplex, commercial property, new development, call Aletha Johnson of Dream Team Realty at 216-375-3681. If you're looking for t-shirts, hoodies, jackets, tumblers, mugs, team uniforms, political sweatshirts, because it is going to be cold on Tuesday, November 4th. And I want to make sure that you are taking care of your campaign team. I'm telling you, call Angie Marie right now at 216-395-7335, and she can take care of you and your team. And she is very affordable and cost effective and efficient. Now, I know November 4th is coming up, and if you got poll workers, you want to make sure that the poll workers are fed, because if not, they may leave you at the polls by yourself. Listen, call Rhonda Stubbs. Now, I don't know if she'll do it for you, but she is the owner of Flavor Southern Cuisine Restaurant, which is located at 12540 Rockside Road in Garfield Heights. Allow her to cater for you on November 4th. Now, again, I don't know if she would do it, but it's not going to hurt you to simply call her and ask. You can call her at 216-510-0919. Also, if you have a daycare, don't forget that she will cater for your little people breakfast, lunch, and give them a yummy, yummy, healthy snack. That's Rhonda Stubbs. And then, of course, last but never least, this podcast is always sponsored by the re-election team of Mayor Matt Burke for the city of Garfield Heights. Don't forget to shake your pom-poms, shake your pom-poms. Damn it! Shake your pom-poms for him on Tuesday, November 4th, Election Day. And also, too, don't forget about the scroll at the bottom of the screen. We are the only media in town that gives you the scroll. So check out these candidates, do your research, and hey, guess what? If they fit your agenda, then go to the polls and shake your pom-poms, shake your pom-poms. Damn it, shake your pom-poms for them. Darn tootin'. Yeah. Brown, brown, brown. That damn brown on Cleveland. All right, here we go early. Somebody's in my chat. Okay. All right. Good evening, Kimberly Taylor. Of course, she's my 𝗩𝗑𝗑𝗧𝗟𝗘, sister. And one thing I can say about Kimberly, she's always hanging out with your girl inside the little hut. So listen, I know I was not on Wednesday, but this campaign 2025 got me so exhausted. You know, my age is kicking in because I am a senior citizen. Boy, I can't stay up. It's late. And the only reason why I can do it on Fridays is because, Saturdays, I'm just going to go out in the community and probably knock on some doors for some people and campaign. But at least I get to sleep for like an extra hour. So Fridays will never stop. So listen, I got to tell you guys this before we talk about the Browns. No longer Cleveland Browns come 2029, but the Browns, Bibb, Blaine Griffin, Mike Polisic, and that damn Brown on Cleveland, adding her 2 cents to 9 cents. And I don't even know what the hell I'm talking about because I don't know anything about football, but I'm going to add my 5 cents to this. Show enough, show enough, show enough. So listen, y'all know how I feel about people minding folks' business. Well, guess who I got a call from this week? Sure did. I got a call from Hollywood. Sure enough did. They said they were looking for a Kimberly Brown, right? I said, Kimberly Brown? They said, yeah. They said they wanted to talk to the host of the Little Hut podcast. So, I said, here we go again with some damn shiggity boo. Somebody's probably trying to take me to court. I have no idea because y'all know I got that court hearing coming up regarding that fake ass TPO, right? And sidebar, I am going to make sure that you guys know the day I am going to court because I know some of my haters is like, yeah, get her. But it's not going to happen. So, anywho, I get this call, right, from Hollywood. And there's a lady on the phone. She's a music producer. And I'm thinking, why is this lady calling me? Because, first of all, I can't sing. I can't rap. I talk a lot of smack. I do stuff like that. Some people say that I am a comedian. Some people say I'm just a nerd. I'm not funny. Just all these crazy things they say. But this lady, now watch this. One thing about the podcast being serious, people can listen anytime, any place, anywhere. Remember a couple of months ago, there were some clowns on Facebook talking about I had 1 viewer. Well, apparently I must have 2. And if you go to my YouTube page, you see that I have thousands of viewers. And Facebook do me some justice as well. So all jokes aside, I have a lot of viewers all across the country. And you never know who's listening to you. So the music producer told me that they randomly watch, Brown on Cleveland podcast, and they decided to construct my own song for the podcast. I thought this person was joking. She said, no, I'm not joking. She says, I am a music producer and I have a gift, something that I want to give you. So, I was pausing for the calls because I was saying to myself, okay, must be a scam because you're going to try to charge me some money. Then I'm going to do something. Then there's going to be a commercial licensing fee and all of this. She said, oh, no, not at all. No, it is a gift to Brown on Cleveland because we love, watch this, I'm going to say it again, we love Brown on Cleveland. They said we like Brown, Kimmy, and Self. So for my haters out there, just so you know, Hollywood, yeah, is checking out Kim Brown. So I am going to play this song that was made for Brown on Cleveland, and this will become my opening theme only on Fridays, not on Wednesdays, but simply on Fridays. So I want you guys to check this out and tell me what you think. So give me 1 second. Hollywood called me, y'all. Brown, that damn Brown on Cleveland. All right, you guys, here we go. Wait, here we go. would, y'all.
She'll roll up on your hometown. She supports the good, but if you're doing wrong, you better watch yourself. If you're cruel and full of spite, she'll shut you down. One wrong step and it's to the ground. She don't play nice with clowns. Brown, 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 all in Cleveland. She'll lift you up or tear you down, depending on what you got going on. That darn brown, brown, brown.
Yeah, yeah. Somebody said I had one listener. I got folks all over the country. Here we go.
Every way, her light shines bright like midday. She hates the lies, she seeks the truth. She'll call you out and show the proof. She'll clean the streets, she'll get them right. She works all day, she works all night. She loves or hates based on your deeds. Don't cross her path, don't plant your weeds. Brown, 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 on Cleveland. She'll lift you up or tear you down, depending on what you got going on. That darn brown, brown, brown. On Cleveland, she'll lift you up or tear you down, depending on what you got going on. That darn brown, brown. Shake your pom-poms. Shake, shake, shake your pom-poms.
Man, that is crazy, man. That is crazy. I gotta do that one more time. It is amazing who listens to your podcast anytime, any place, anywhere. Brown, 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 that damn brown on Cleveland. Yeah. Now, run and tell that. That will become the opening song for Friday evenings, and we will keep the regular theme for Wednesday. Come on, tell me, what you think, good, bad, ugly, or indifferent. I know my haters like, I don't like it. Well, don't nobody care what you like, no way, because you're a hater and you shouldn't be on this podcast. Anywho, all right, real quick story for today. Don't forget that we are talking about the new Brookpark Browns. Show enough. And of course, I know absolutely nothing about football, but that does not mean that I won't add my 2 cents to this damn nonsense. Now, before I go into this brief story, I know a lot of people are talking about election 2025, and I really didn't want to say anything about the election, but I must, because I wanted to make reference to let everybody know, if you don't know, that I live in the city of Cleveland, sure enough do, but as a reporter, I can dip in anybody's business I want to, especially if I feel like minding your business. I can, because I get paid to do as such, and you don't, so you need to mind your business. But here's the thing, here's the situation. Did y'all see those endorsements from the Cleveland Plain Dealer? Some people were saying that they didn't even know that the Cleveland Plain Dealer still existed. Well, most people don't, but the who is that lady? The editorial lady, that lady, Elizabeth Sullivan, who lives over in Shaker. She always minded somebody's business. She thinks that she runs the city of Cleveland, and y'all need to stop entertaining her, making her think that she runs something when in fact she does not. Because what I do know is this, is that when you don't show up for her little editorial interviews for endorsements, she automatically endorses the other person. So I don't know how fair that is, but it is what it is. But listen, Y'all can pay attention to that stuff if you want to, or you don't have to, because I know some people who have received that endorsement and they were shaking their pom poms, damn it, shaking their pom poms, and they couldn't even make the general. So I will say this to you. We have about, I don't know how many days we got left before November 4th, but if I were you, again, I would just go out there and do what I need to do, hit them doors, and not even really pay a lot of this stuff any attention. Do what you need to do as a candidate, and hopefully you'll make it over the fence on November 4th, all jokes aside. But there's an article that came out regarding the Cleveland Browns, which in fact will be the Brookpark Browns in 2029. And they were talking about Cleveland's mayor, which is Justin Bibb, and they briefly talked about the mayoral candidate, Laverne Gore. And several people, not a lot of people, but several people were saying that this guy is a shoe-in. Well, as far as I'm concerned, nobody is really a shoe-in, but a lot of people are a shoe-out when you don't go to the polls and vote. And the last podcast I made very clear is this: I do understand why people don't vote. I'll say it again. I do understand why they don't, but I don't like it. But again, listen, your choice is your choice. Your voice is your voice. And if you don't want to have a voice, then sit your ass home and don't worry about it. But at the end of the day, don't complain about a damn thing. Brown on Cleveland, I sure said it, sure did, I did. So get mad all day long because this is something that I do. But listen, there was an editorial that was written by Brent Larkins of the Plain Dealer. Well, it's Cleveland.com, 𝗓𝗓𝗘𝗢, same entity, just under the same umbrella, but different entities. My apologies. But here's what he said real quick before I talk about Blaine, Bibb, Brookpark Browns, and Mike Polinsky, because I wanted to go back to that hearing that was all over the news a couple of days ago, being serious. This is pretty interesting. Brent Larkins of Cleveland.com, he's been an editorial columnist for the Plain Dealer for years and years and years. I remember when I ran for mayor for the city of Cleveland, he talked about me, but actually he complimented me on some of the things that I was talking about. But listen, he said that no one may have ever been worse at running a professional football team than Jimmy and Dee Haslam. He says, but no one may have ever been better than them at convincing elected officials to act in ways that betray their constituents. Let me just tell you what Brent Larkins is saying real quick. He's saying that as constituents of the city of Cleveland and this region, we got played in the shade by elected officials. Watch this. Election is Tuesday, November 4th. He says, money always trumps logic in Columbus. Columbus, you guys. So the Haslams use large campaign contributions to convince the legislator and governor they deserve $600 million to abandon a city the Browns have called home for 75 years. $600 million, you guys. State government's massive use of taxpayer funds to help finance a covered stadium for the Haslams in Brook Park amounted to an epic betrayal of downtown Cleveland. I'm going to say it again. Election is Tuesday, November 4th. He says, there will come a time, perhaps 10 years from now, when the new stadium begins to steal concerts and other events from downtown Cleveland. And that is when the legacies of every single person who helps make this happen will be forever stained. In other words, this is what Mr. Larkins is saying. If your dirty hands happen to be in the cookie jar, and if you think that the crumbs on your hands will disappear, they will not. The nasty crumbs will still be on the corner of your mouth. And it does not matter how many times you get a washcloth, soap and water, your mouth, your dirty, filthy hands will be forever stained. He says, Last week, Cleveland Mayor Justin Bibb became the Haslams' latest victim, agreeing to years of payment of totaling $100 million in return for dropping a lawsuit designed to prevent the Browns from fleeing. They must have laughed their way all the way back to Berea. In other words, this is what he's saying. He's saying the Haslams, they make so much money that the $100 million was absolutely nothing to them. So when they got back in their vehicle, probably, a $300,000 car or more with a driver, they laughed and they probably drank champagne all the way back to Berea, laughing at the elected officials here in the city of Cleveland. They said the Haslams bought off an entire city for about $130 million, less than they agreed to pay Deshaun Watson, a quarterback accused by more than 24 women of predatory sexual behavior. Nevertheless, a whole lot of people who live here considered the Browns as an essential part of our quality of life. So before this sad saga is over, more than $1 billion in tax dollars paid by working class Ohioans will be used to finance a privately owned stadium and reconfigure the surrounding infrastructure. Brown on Cleveland. Now, I'm going to be the first to tell you, I don't know a damn thing about football. I don't. Most I know is that you have two teams, you have about 11 players, you have people kicking the ball, running the ball, and tackling each other, and people jumping on top of each other. It's like barbaric, and people get overly excited. You got 4 quarters. Quarters are about, 15 minutes apiece, and people get excited. They get so damn excited with these football games that if you ask somebody to do something when there's a football game on, they look at you and they will almost cuss you out. Brown on Cleveland. It doesn't bother me because I don't watch it. However, when you talk about finances and you talk about how the revenue would help the city of Cleveland, especially our business structures, downtown Cleveland and surrounding areas, it's very essential that we are to have major sports team because Cleveland happens to be the whale, and every single city or suburb surrounding us, they are minnows. So I have to agree with Brent Larkins right now about this fiasco that took place. Now, again, the question that people are asking and people are adding their 2 cents to nonsense, and there's probably a lot of voters who don't make any sense, is whether or not we are at the point where we're going to get rid of Justin Bibb and replace him with Laverne Gore. Or are we going to keep Mayor Justin Bibb and not even consider Laverne Gore? I want you guys to understand something right now. If November 4th comes and goes, and we do not, as citizens of Cleveland, get the opportunity to see both of these candidates side by side, this will now become history. I don't know what mayoral race I'm talking about in the city of Cleveland. I don't remember, or I don't know any mayoral race where there's not been mayoral forms on the east side and the west side. I've never not known the candidates to face off at the city club, or did something happen at the city club and maybe I just was not aware. There's something seriously wrong with the media in this city when the media does not command a forum, a debate, a sit down, a side by side with people who want to become mayor for the city. I don't understand how the Cleveland Plain Dealer, Cleveland.com, could, did endorse Justin Bibb when in fact you never heard from Laverne Gore. I also read a comment, and I can't remember where I read it, and they started talking about how certain medias, not just the PD, because I'm just not going to pick on the PD at all, and I really don't want to do that, but they were talking about how certain media, they don't want to ask candidates the tough questions or the realistic questions that voters want to talk about, because some media want to make sure that the same players are in place. So therefore, when big corporations and businesses come into the region, they go to those medias for protection. Brown on Cleveland. Doesn't make sense to me. We have a mayoral's race, you guys. Tuesday, November 4th. Early voting has started. Some people are voting absentee. And we never had the opportunity to see these candidates side by side. And every single citizen within the city of Cleveland, every single business owner within the region, every single stakeholder should be outraged, because we don't know who is really best or good for the city. So you really can't complain or talk about what Gore can't bring when you never gave her the opportunity to sit down at a public forum to discuss her vision. You can't really dog Justin Bibb and say that he should not be reelected, because you never really gave him the opportunity to sit down at a forum and to explain himself to residents on why he should be reelected. So I would like to know from a lot of people, chat is open, why do you support certain candidates? And it is true, your choice is your choice, and that is your business. However, collectively, it should be who or what is best for the majority of the community. Brown on Cleveland. So let's get back to this again. Kimberly Brown, don't know too much about football. Sure don't. I just know that a lot of people are having temper tantrums about what is going on, because they will not be called the Cleveland Browns, because they won't be in Cleveland. They will be called the Brookpark Browns, and there will be a lot of marketing material and millions of dollars put into a new branding for the Cleveland Browns that will be called the Brookpark Browns. Now, I want to visit this hearing that was held by the city of Cleveland Council President Blaine Griffin, and all the council members were there. And sidebar to cities, suburbs who don't understand the power of council, and Mr. Blaine Griffin, my council president, how he had the hearing. And again, for y'all in the back room who don't know, council has a right, a duty to call the mayor and his or her administration in for a hearing to explain to them what happened with this deal. If you are a council person or a council president, you need to use your council power to get an explanation. And it has nothing to do with trying to take the mayor's power. It has everything to do with understanding how you are going to provide a quality of life for your constituents. So stop being dumb, saying dumb stuff, when in fact, it's not about taking anybody's power. It's not about somebody of color or somebody's sex. It's about ensuring that the quality of life of your community is being adhered to, and that people are being treated fairly, and nobody is abusing their power or misusing city funds. Brown on Cleveland. How many times I got to keep saying this? So here's what was interesting. If you did not watch the hearing, I didn't watch all of it, but I watched some of it. And I like the fact how Council President Blaine Griffin, how he had certain council members ask questions. And by the way, I thought my council person, Joe Jones, was censored. Well, he wasn't censored for this meeting because he was definitely asking the right questions of the Bibb administration. I like the fact how, you know, Mayor Bibb was standing up for his decisions, although I do not agree with him. It doesn't matter if I agree or disagree. It was just a great roundtable discussion. But here's the situation. Blaine Griffin, he led the meeting. Point. Bibb and his team responded to the meeting. Point. 𝗧𝗏𝗧𝗟𝗘. Now, this is one reason why Mike 𝗧𝗏𝗧𝗟𝗘 should have run for mayor and he didn't. It's because 𝗧𝗏𝗧𝗟𝗘 still stands out to be the most vocal council person within the city of Cleveland. He stands for what is right. 𝗧𝗏𝗧𝗟𝗘 was talking to the Bibb administration about this $100 million that Cleveland got. And as he was talking about the $100 million, when 𝗧𝗏𝗧𝗟𝗘 broke down the numbers, he made it seem like, or it appears, or it is, I have no idea, I don't have the numbers, he does, that the $100 million is really no money that the city of Cleveland got, because when he did his math, it actually put the city in a $2.5 million deficit when all is said and done. Bam. Bibbs came back, fire, talked about, hey, he had to get something off the plate because it could have been all or nothing. And he said that, hey, as he stood up for his team, and by the way, I didn't even know he had a backbone, but he does. And I'm going to give him that. He says, it's pretty much like, and I'm paraphrasing, damn if I do, damn if I don't, but damn it, I did something. And he stated that he would take the political hit for this. And Bibb, and you will. Because like Brent Larkin said, he said it, he made it very clear. 10 years from now, when you realize all of the revenue that you have lost due to the fact that you guys did not want to fight this to the end and stop the Browns from leaving the city of Cleveland, when they take your concerts, they take your trade shows, they don't take everything from us, don't you know? Where are we going to stand? Because 10 years from now, it may be somebody else in that mayoral seat. And that person is going to have to clean up so much mess, that this administration will leave behind. And I just want, constituents and voters to remember this. So when we go and we start looking at a mayor 10 years from now, God willing, if, being a senior citizen, if I'm still here, I'm going to make sure that I remember all of this, because I know that voters have a very short memory. We don't remember what somebody did to us yesterday, and the day before yesterday, and the day before that. So when we start voting, we don't understand why we shouldn't or why we should. We just see what is here right now. And we have to make sure that we remember the past and acknowledge the present, but yet and still understand what's forthcoming for the future. Brown on Cleveland, listen. You can tackle someone and make millions and millions and millions of dollars. And people will enjoy you, and they will pay you, and they will pay that cost for somebody else to be the boss. Then, when they take their ball and go home, now you have a lot of people who are extremely upset. But here's the interesting part. Brookpark is what? I don't know, 10 minutes away, 5 minutes away on a freeway. It's not that far. It's just that the businesses, the structure, the infrastructure in Brookpark is going to have a celebratory. And when I say that their businesses will thrive, they will get a lot of new development. in their little small city. And a lot of people are going to be talking about it. And what do we get in Cleveland? We may get a stadium that will be torn down. We may get now a disheveled, unkept landfill. I have no idea. Because we all going to have to wait and see. I don't understand why they're going to tear it down. Don't tear it down. Do something with it. Make something happen. Let's see. Don't be so quick to tear something down if you don't have a plan to build it back up. It doesn't make sense to me. But here again, I'm not the mayor. I'm not a mayoral candidate. I just wish, again, that the media, mainstream media, would be fair, would be forceful to ensure that Bibb and Gore could have a face-to-face sit down before Tuesday, November 4th. So, Clevelanders, I don't know what we're going to do. I do know this, though. I remember in 1979 that Dennis Kucinich, he was a one-term mayor, and he got ousted. I remember in 2005, Mayor Jane Campbell became a one-term mayor. Remember, she was beat out by the council president, Frank G. Jackson, who I believe served for 16 years. So there you go. This election coming up Tuesday, November 4th, people got their dime on Justin Bibb. And I don't know if that's the right thing to do. But out of fairness, we have not really heard from Laverne Gore. But out of fairness, people did not require the two of them to face off. So the question tonight is this: did Mayor Bibb of Cleveland and city council members sell out the residents, or did the media drop the ball? That's all. Don't know. Like I said, Kimberly F. Brown adding her 2 cents to 9 cents, because I don't know a damn thing about this football sense. Brown, that damn Brown on Cleveland. Friday evening, listen, I got stuff I got to do tomorrow. So, I got to do this to you just one more time because I want you guys to understand this brand new song.
Shake
Here
your
we go.
Shake, shake, shake.
Cleveland Browns won't be shaking no damn pom-poms. Not at the Cleveland Stadium after 2029.
She'll roll up on your hometown. She supports the good, but if you're doing wrong, you better watch yourself. If you're cruel and full of spite, she'll shut you down. One wrong step and it's to the ground. She don't play nice with clowns. Brown, on Cleveland. She'll lift you up or tear you down, depending on what you got going on. That darn Brown.
Yeah. They said I listener. Well,
She gets the folks in every way. Her light shines bright like midday. She hates the lies, she seeks the truth. She'll call you out and show the proof. She'll clean the streets, she'll get them right. She works all day, she works all night. She loves or hates based on your deeds. Don't cross her path, don't plant your weeds. shake, shake your pom-poms.
Oh man. Brown on Cleveland, Friday evening. Listen, I'm not even upset. Why? They mind my business, and damn it, I don't need to mind theirs because I thank them for the theme song. Don't forget, hey, Wednesday, Freddie is coming back, and we have to get back on track with the Little Hut podcast. So always remember this, that if you talk about me in private, I'm damn sure going to talk about you in public, right? Mind my business. I am going to mind yours. If you allow me, it's only necessary that I tell the truth about you. Brown, 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 that damn brown on Cleveland. Always remember, too, that you don't have to be a star. You don't have to be a star, baby. You don't have to be a star, baby, to be on this show. You don't have to be a star, baby, but you know, you got to be, woo, got to be bold. Brown on Cleveland. Come on, did the mayor of the city of Cleveland, did he play us? What about city council? Did they play us? What about people in Columbus? Did they get money? How much money did they get? Brown, brown, brown. Brown on Cleveland. And where's that damn Laverne